Hey, everyone. This is Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire, and this is Maverick Mondays. And we are on Facebook Live here. Thank you so much for everybody showing up. Here in Maverick Mondays, we talk about doing it different, how to create a difference in your life, and how to create abundance by thinking differently, being differently, acting differently. The unconventional, the counterintuitive way of approaching life, approaching business, approaching relationships, and everything else that our life encompasses. And we are here to talk about, welcome aboard. We are here talking about, how you make a decision. This is really powerful. I have so many people coming at me with, oh yeah, I made a decision, and this is how I came to the conclusion. And they'll go find a friend, they'll go poll everybody that they know, not just one person, everybody. They'll hire someone and they'll go to a financial planner to decide on a business opportunity, or they'll go to a attorney to decide on a legal matter, or vice versa, which is often the case. Here's the thing. How do you actually make decisions in your life? I had someone recently who told me their body parts told them what to do. And I went, what? What they really said is, oh yeah, my gut told me this is what I was supposed to do. And I want you to really talk about, how do you go about making your decisions in your life? Because we all make these decisions, and they drive us to a new world. They drive us to a new existence. We make major decisions in our life, or decisions that, well, they may be major, they may be minor. We're not even sure yet until we go down the road a piece to know for sure, was this one of those decisions? Was this one of those turning points in our life, or wasn't it? We don't always know when we're facing it, and yet we make these decisions. Make the decisions on what to do next. Here's the challenge, is that most people, when it comes down to creating that moment in time where they go, okay, I'm going to turn left or I'm going to turn right. We don't always know that this is a life-altering moment. However, a decision needs to be made. And as we turn left or right, we're like, oh, no, that doesn't feel right. I better turn the other way. Some people call that, I logically thought it through and I realized in the moment that that was the wrong path. Or some people call it their gut, their instinct, their intuition. And here's the challenge. When we first begin to trust our gut, which is what you're talking about, our intuition, our instinct, and we trust it to guide us. Has it been experienced? Does it have the knowledge? And when I say it, are we built with the knowledge base to know right from wrong, to know effective versus ineffective, to know that this path is going to bring us to the right place versus that path? That's what we're saying when we say, oh, I had a gut instinct. We're saying that our experience has gotten to such a well-tuned level that it automatically is able to guide us based on our past experience what to do in the future. And that we know that that future is going to lay out in the way we already have it in our head because of our experience. And that's what, when we trust our gut, that's what we're saying. So now we're all confused. So if I trust my gut, but how do I start trusting my gut when I have no experience? When I'm faced with new situations, when I'm in a situation that is life-altering, and I know it's life-altering, how do I trust my inexperienced brain, my gut or my instinct, my inability to discern because I have got no knowledge base to base it on? We are definitely people of emotions. Humans are emotional beings. And we're able to have all these thoughts happen simultaneously in our brain to move us forward. We also are very much animalistic, instinctual people at our core. And so what that means is that our mind, our body, our soul will protect itself. We'll create ourselves in a safe zone, a safe place when we're threatened, when we're making a life-altering decision and we know it. Wouldn't you say that that's a threatening moment in our life? So now we have a life-altering moment. We're about to make a major decision. Do you think we might be afraid? Do you think we might be anxious? Might be, afraid of what's going to happen, afraid of what could happen, afraid of the outcomes, afraid of a fear of loss, maybe even a fear of success. All these things are smacking us all at once. Hi, this is Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire, and we are talking about making decisions. And for all of you that want to trust your gut, I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you tonight to what that actually means. I want to discuss that. And for all you that want to discuss it, absolutely put your comments, your expressions, your information right here below. Comment, let me know. What does it mean for you when you say, I trust my gut? What do you think it means? What's going on for you? Is it something that, yes, I go by instinct and I trust my gut regularly? Or is it something that, no. My gut is not to be trusted ever, or somewhere in between? What situations have you done that you've trusted your gut and it's worked? And what situations have you been in where you trusted your gut, your instinct, your intuition, and it didn't quite work out that way? Absolutely comment below. This is your chance to have your opinion heard and for us to dialogue a little. So absolutely, let's participate. And that's whether you are listening to this live or whether you are watching this for the first time in recording. Go ahead and comment below. It's okay. So we're in this situation. We're in a life-altering moment in time. We're about to make a major decision in our life. We're going to create a safe zone. Our whole matrix, the human condition, is made up to keep us safe. It's how the humans have survived all this time. Through evolution, we've survived through the test of time because we are inherently designed to protect ourselves. So when challenge happens, when our life is threatened, we will either fight or flight. Fight for survival or run the other way. And when we're anxious or afraid, what do you think we tend to do? We tend to flight. We tend to run the other way. We tend to run for cover, that safe zone, get under the blanket and just hide. This is what we will tend to do. So when you're making a life-altering decision and you want to trust your gut, what does that mean for you? And we're here, this is Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire. We're here on Maverick Mondays, and we're here talking about trusting your gut. Comment below, what does it mean for you when you say, I trusted my gut? I either moved forward or I didn't move forward. You see, I know when we're in that moment, we will absolutely get afraid, get fearful, get concerned. We will run for cover. We will create that security blanket around us and stay in our safe zone. What does safe zone look like? It means that we will either avoid a future that is uncertain, so we'll stay and we'll stick stuck, or we will run the other way, running away from something that could be fearful. So we're either running in the opposite direction or we're standing still out of complete fear and hiding under the covers. Now, when we talk about taking risk, taking action in your life, stepping forward, creating change, stepping beyond your comfort zone, all the things that we talk about right here on Maverick Mondays and what my whole community of being a Maverick is all about, which creates a new world, creates innovation, creates abundance in your world. When we trust our gut, will it more often than not be correct? Especially when, and this is really key, when we trust an inexperienced gut. And that's where the challenge comes in, is because most people that trust their gut, my first instinct is to turn to them and go, well, how has that worked for you so far? Because if you're trusting your gut, it means all your instincts are right on. It means that logically you've moved through life and create abundance already, because everything, all your decisions have been made based on your intuition and your gut, and everything tells you to do what you're doing now. Well, that means that everything that you've been trusting in the past has been accurate and good and right. Has it served you? When I do trust my gut, I feel I'm moving away from a problem. Possibly, Vicki, and here's the challenge. Does your experience prove that when you, move forward, and here's where the challenge comes in, most things that are new and different are scary. Most things that are new and different, which is everything that you want, which is your future, can be new and scary unless you're completely satisfied with the way your life is now and you never want to change anything. However, change creates new and scary. Change creates something different, and change will get you to think that the future is going to give you more challenges. And so to trust your gut means to avoid the challenge, although those challenges are exactly what you need to face to create a new existence. See, I know everything that I have in my life right now is because I faced my fears and did it anyway. It's not that I got over my fears. I actually just faced them head on and faced the problems over and over and over again. Those challenges that I overcame because I stood strong and moved forward rather than running the other direction, which is what I had done for 10, 20 years prior to that, and got a fraction of the results I got in the last bunch of years by facing it head on and to move forward and really grab hold of just the risk factors and diving deep. And so that's what I'm talking about. And all too often we are concerned with that concept of facing something new and different, and we recognize it as a challenge or a problem, and then we avoid it. And so how do we know the difference? How do we know when it's a challenge to be overcome or a problem to be avoided? And that's where the only way to know that is through experience, and really experience within the same hemisphere of what you're facing. So for instance, 15 years ago, I faced my fear of speaking in public. I faced my fear of speaking out in groups. I faced my fear of being on live camera. I faced my fear of all these components to create the abundance I now have. For me at the time, I didn't know that this fear was holding me back. I didn't know this fear was keeping me small and keeping me in a microcosm of what I could become. I didn't know that. I just knew I had that fear, and that was painful. Why would I ever face that? And so I avoided it. And in that avoidance, I avoided a whole world of abundance that I could have brought into my life so much sooner. What are you doing? Each one of you, what are you doing to grab hold and understand that your gut may not be experienced gut, that your instinct may not be experienced enough to be listening to? Because it could be that you're avoiding your future. You're avoiding challenges that you're supposed to be facing. You're running away from challenges that could serve you to face head on. How do you know? And I challenge you, unless you created abundance, unless you created success by following your gut is probably the last thing you should be listening to right now. It's probably the last thing you should be trusting, because all too often your gut is keeping you in that safe zone, which means it's keeping you exactly where you've been for so many years. That's the comfortable place. And there's an expression I learned years ago: everything you want is in a place you've never been. You're afraid of that place, which is why you're not going there. Trusting your gut is keeping you safe, but it's also keeping you from creating that abundance. That's my challenge. And my challenge to all of you to consider that possibility is real. Consider that is where it's at. Does that make sense? And that's it. Just to actually judge. I have people that come through my events, that come through my programs, and they'll, oh, no, I'm going to trust my instinct on this and not move forward. Well, all too often, for instance, most of the time, it's a fear of the financial commitments, a fear of time commitments. It's a fear of changing their life. It's a fear of eliminating status quo. It's a fear of what other people are going to say. All those things come into play. Oh, no, it's my gut talking. Yeah. And my gut knows. If I had listened to my gut years ago, I probably wouldn't have the life I have now. If I had listened to my gut, my instinct, which was really my fear talking way back when, I wouldn't have gotten on stage. I wouldn't have learned how to speak in public. I wouldn't have grabbed hold of the mentors and opportunities. I wouldn't have let go of my ego and dared to be vulnerable, because all those were risky components in my life. All those were places where I really had to be vulnerable for just a moment. I really had to risk being ridiculed, really had to risk losing for the possibility of gain. And all too often, our gut is keeping us from taking that risk. And we end up never seeing the opportunities that could be, never experiencing them fully. Consider, how are you making your decisions? How are you really creating the magnitude in your world? How are you moving forward? You know, I have other people that say, oh, well, we're going to ask advisors. And again, are the advisors, I had someone recently who was saying, oh, I got conflicting information even. One person said this and another person said that. I went, well, were either one of these people qualified to give you advice on what you're asking for? You know, I talk in my seminars, and for any of you that have not been to one of my seminars, you've got to get to one of my seminars. I run boot camps and lectures all around the country on a regular basis. Go ahead and look me up, check it out, come find me, see me live. It absolutely is the place, because we get to have real-time, real excitement. I was just in California last week and got to hang out with some people, and we had a blast. And after I spoke, we went to the bar, hung out for another couple hours, really had some really quality connections. All that only happens when you're live with me versus Memorex, or even on Facebook Live, it still isn't a replacement. So absolutely come and hang out with me. So, and anyone that wants information on how to or where the next place is that I'm going to be, absolutely just private message me. I am me. I'm really open to all that. Communicate with me and we can connect up. That being said, I had someone who was talking about the different places they were getting information. Well, maybe the places that you're getting information, or the people that you're getting information from, they don't have the experience. They're not able to guide you because they're coming from a position of lack or inexperience or lack of abundance, a lack of knowledge, or they've got a biasness based on where they're coming from that doesn't serve you. Absolutely make sure that you qualify where you're getting your information from, where you're getting your advice from. I know if I'm going to, and I talk about a story of wanting to get physically fit, and so I found someone who was physically fit. Should I talk to them about how to make millions in the bank account? They won't necessarily know how to become financially well off. They'll know how to be physically fit, and vice versa. Just because the person has millions doesn't mean that they know what you should be eating in your diet. Understand, two totally different skill sets, two focuses. When you go to a surgeon, he's more likely than not going to tell you, oh, we need to put you under the knife and have a surgery. Understand, you go to a podiatrist, he's not looking at your head, he's looking at your feet. All this makes sense until you go to advice and you start asking the people around you, oh, how do I make $1 million? And none of them are millionaires. And yet you take their advice as if it's gospel. So understand, when you're following your gut, make sure you're listening to the right person or the right body parts as far as what's going on in your life that your gut may not know either. It may not have the experience yet. So build it up. Go to people that actually have what you already are looking for. People that have created that in their life. Someone who's already a bodybuilder can teach you how to be a bodybuilder or to get physically fit. Someone who's already built the wealth can teach you how to build wealth, or at least in the space that they learned how to build wealth. This is it. Learn where to get your advice from and understand the difference. Absolutely, guys. This is Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire, and we're talking about what to make decisions or how to make decisions, and understanding that when you trust your gut, you may be following the wrong person, and understand that your instincts may not be accurate in every decision that you make. Be clear on how you're making those decisions and just be aware on where it might be guiding you. It may be guiding you away from opportunity, not towards it. I trust that all of you felt this and got this message loud and clear. I am just conveying what comes up for me and for all of you, because in this space, it is about how I've learned to live life, how I've learned to create it in my world, counterintuitively, just a different slant than most people I find out there. To create a different world, to create abundance in your life, you must come at it differently. 95% of the people are having challenges. Look to be part of the 5%, which means you're looking at things differently, which means you're creating a difference in your world. Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire. This is Maverick Mondays. We create a difference every single weekend, then some. Look forward to hearing from you, talking to you, seeing you real soon, and continue to comment below. Till next time, everyone.